Hello everyone, and welcome to GIR Golf. And welcome to today's introductory video to this golf series entitled 11 Golf Shot Shapes and Cures. In today's introductory video, we're going to go through and name 11 different golf shots you may see out there on the golf course, and then we're going to explain what happens at impact in relationship to our swing path and the club face angle that causes these shots. And this will help you to be able to cure your biggest miss out there on the golf course, but additionally, this is going to add knowledge and give you extra tools in your toolbox when you're out there on the course. Because yes, there may be a time to intentionally hit a slice around a tree or a hook. Well, in this video, you're going to learn how to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then the videos coming down the road, we're going to talk about how to, in more detail, how to fix some of these big misses. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got my 8-iron out here with the help of my magnet that's going to demonstrate the face angle. Let's get over to the hitting mat and start naming these golf shot shapes. Thanks for tuning into the channel. The first shot shape we're going to talk about is the straight shot. The most difficult one to consistently hit, because let's be honest, we're going to have a little bit of bend and curve in our ball as a stock shot, but what we got to do is narrow the dispersion. You know, we can't miss way to the right and way to the left to score well in this game, but if we narrow our dispersion, and that's what this video is going to do, it's going to educate you on what causes these different shots, and you're going to notice you have a tendency. Either you're going to be draw bias or fade bias, and embrace that, whatever your natural swing is. But learn the physics of what happens is if you miss a shot, know what caused it, and then we'll talk in later videos on how to fix those big misses. But for a straight shot, we have to do two things. So in all these shots, we're going to talk about two things that affect these different shots. One is the swing path. The swing path is the path the club head travels. Okay? We're going to have three different types of club swing paths. We're going to have a straight swing path. We're going to have a swing path that comes in to out. And then we're going to have a swing path that comes out to in. Okay? The club swing path sends the ball, and then our club face angle bends it. So the club path sends it, and the club face bends it. And what I mean by the bends it is if I were to hit a perfectly straight shot, my club face would be square or pointed straight at the target. If my club face was open, it would point to the right. If my club face was closed, it would point to the left. So again, a square club face points straight at your target. An open club face points to the right. A closed club face points to the left. You can see by the magnet there. To hit a perfectly straight shot, a lot of precision needs to happen. First of all, our swing path needs to be straight. When we come down, even though we swing on an arc, it needs to be straight for about 18 inches or so. A very difficult thing to do. In other words, we got to come in straight, and then our club face is square. So club path is straight, club face is square, and it must maintain its squareness through impact until that ball is long gone, and that's how you hit a perfectly straight shot. A very difficult shot to consistently hit. Let's hit one on Shot Tracer, show you what it looks like. The next shot we're going to talk about is the fade. Now the fade is a shot that starts out straight and then just bends ever so slightly to the right. So this ball would start out straight and end just a little bit right of your target. And how that happens is our club swing path is straight, but at impact, our club face is just slightly open. And the more you open it, the more severe the fade. But for a true gentle fade that just lands a couple yards to the right of the target, the club path will be square and the club face will be slightly open as the club path continues square or straight. And what happens is it puts just a little bit of clockwise spin on the ball and causes it, as it travels, to turn to the right just ever so slightly. Let's hit a fade. The next shot we're going to talk about is the draw. A draw is a ball that starts out straight and ends just ever so slightly to the left of your target. And how this is achieved is much like the fade. It's actually just a distant cousin of the fade. Our club path is straight. Our club face is ever so slightly closed as our swing path is straight. What that does is it creates counterclockwise spin on the golf ball and causes the ball to travel in the air and turn to the left and land a couple yards to the left of your target. That would be a gentle draw. Of course, the more the club face is closed, the more severe the ball will bend. Same thing with the fade. The more it's open, the more the fade will happen. But we're talking about narrowing our dispersion in golf. You'll find on the golf course that you have a tendency, when you hit a good shot, it most likely is not going dead straight. If you were to have shot tracer and put these alignment rods down, you're probably hitting a little draw or a little fade, and that's fine. Figure out what that is, embrace it, have that as a stock shot, work on consistency with that, because there's benefits to both. We'll talk about them in later videos, but we're either going to be fade or draw bias, and let's embrace that and work our game off of that. And then learn in this video what causes. If you need to hit an intentional fade and your draw bias, learn how to do that in this video. It's going to be great. So that's how you hit a draw. Let's hit one with shot tracer. Now we're going to move on in our 11 shot shapes. We're going to work to the right of the spectrum for us right-handed golfers, and we're just going to keep working in over to the right, and then we'll move over to the left. So the next shot shape I'd like to talk about is called a push. A push happens when our club path is inside to out with a square club face in relationship to that path, and it maintains square, and the ball just goes straight out to the right. That's called a push. Let's see what one looks like on shot tracer. The next shot that we have on our list is the push draw. So in the push draw, what happens, just as in the push, our club path is in to out, and in the push, the club face is square, but in the push draw, the club face is closed as the path continues in and out. What happens there is the ball starts out to the right, and then it starts to turn to the left based on how close that club face is in relationship to that in to out path. So again, a push draw, club path in to out with a closed club face. That'll start the ball out that way, draw back towards your target. Let's hit a push draw. The next shot we're going to talk about is the push fade. The push fade starts out as a push with an in to out club swing path, but this time the club face is open in relationship to that swing path, and this causes the ball to start out to the right and bend even farther to the right. So it starts out straight to the right, but then because it has fade spin on it, it ends up tailing off a little more to the right. Let's hit a push fade. Now the last shot shape that we're going to talk about that ends up over to the right of the spectrum is the slice. Now if you've played golf any at all, you probably have heard of the term slice. As a matter of fact, you may be currently struggling with a slice, including myself. When I first took up the game, like many of you out there, we struggle with a slice. We're going to show you what causes the slice here and the dynamics at impact, and then in later videos we'll show you some ways to help cure that or calm it down when you need to. Also, for those of you that don't hit a slice, it's nice to know how this happens so you can add it to your toolbox. So let's talk about the slice. The slice actually starts ever so slightly to the left. A lot of people don't know that. They think because it ends way up over here to the right that they're swinging into out. But in actuality, to hit a true slice, the swing path now is out and in with an extremely open club face. And you can see how open that club face is at impact. So it comes out to in with an extremely open club face. And what happens in the physics at impact is it puts a lot of cut spin on it. Some terminology you may have heard. It hits the back of the ball, and because the club face is being, or excuse me, the ball is being struck at the back and across from an out to in club path, when that face is really open, it creates a tremendous amount of clockwise spin, starts the ball perhaps straight or slightly out here to the left, and ends up way off target to the right. That's the slice. Let's see what one looks like on Shot Tracer. Now we went over some shot shapes that end up over to the right. Let's work, we already talked about the draw that ends up a little bit left. Let's keep working farther to the left of the spectrum. We're going to talk about the pull. The pull, and a lot of these shots are just going to be distant cousins to the ones we just talked about. In the pull, our club path is out to in with a square club face in relationship to that swing path. Again, to hit a pull or a shot that just shoots dead straight left, our club path is out to in with a square club face in relationship to that swing path. Let's hit a pull on Shot Tracer, see what it looks like. The next shot shape is the pull draw. So the pull draw happens from an out to in swing path with a closed club face in relationship to that line. So what happens is the ball starts out straight to the left and then bends even more to the left. Let's hit a pull draw. The next shot is the pull fade. So the pull fade happens from an out to in swing path with an open club face in relationship to that swing path. So the club swing path is out to in with an open club face as it goes through impact. Out to in, but you can see the club face is pointed to the right in relationship to that line, causing the ball to start out to the left straight, but then fade towards the target. Let's hit a pull fade. The last shot shape that we're going to talk about today is the hook. The hook is a ball that starts out to the right, but then ends severely to the left. And what happens there is we have an in to out swing path with an extremely closed club face. So in other words, the path is in to out with a really closed club face that continues to be closed through impact. Look where that club face is pointed. The more you do that, the more severe that the hook happens. But the hook actually starts out to the right and then bends severely to the left because the path is in to out and the club face is closed as it goes through. Let's hit a hook on Shot Tracer, see what it looks like. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this has increased your knowledge. Feel free to go back and study these different shot shapes. I know we covered a lot of information, and hopefully you can kind of see a pattern how the golf ball reacts to the club's swing path and the club face angle. Remember, the club's swing path sends it in the direction that it's going, and then the club face bends it. And remember those as you work on these shots. If you notice that you tend to hit a slice, you know, work on your swing path, work on your club face angle. We'll give you tips in these future videos down the road. Be sure to push that subscribe button, that notification button to get alerted when we upload. We'll work on the ones that we missed to the right of the spectrum and the left. and we'll talk about ways to help you cure them and calm them down a little bit. Again, embrace the curve on your ball. Learn how and develop a stock shot, something you can get up there and you know you're going to hit this shot shape, and aim accordingly. Thanks for tuning in this channel. Hope you are doing well out there, getting out on the golf course. Remember to smile often, have fun. God loves you. We'll see you next time.